Hare, Hare Krishna, everyone. So, okay, let's begin the class today. So, today we are doing something very interesting. Starting with chapter number 17. Okay, so very interesting. Let's start it. Let's start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. We are doing chapter number 17. The name of this chapter is The Divisions of Faith. Chapter number 17, verse number 1. अर्जुनोवाच ये शास्त्रविद्धिमुत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेषां निष्ठा तु का कृष्ण सत्वम् आहो रजस्तमः. Arjuna inquired, O Krishna, what is the situation of those who do not follow the principles of scripture but worship according to their own imagination? Are they in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance? We need a little bit of context for understanding this verse. Okay, so first thing, let's go to the question. Who is asking this question? This is chapter number 17, and the name of the chapter is The Divisions of Faith. Faith. Just note these keywords. We'll discuss about each of these. Number one is faith. Number two is Shastra. That's what the question here is. There are some people who follow the scriptures, but there are many who do not. Now the question is, what about those people who do not follow the scriptures, but they worship according to their own imagination? Are they in goodness, passion, or in ignorance? That's the question. So number one is faith. Number two is the principles of scripture. And number three is the three modes of material nature. So please try to understand the context. Number one is there are some people who have a lot of faith. We see it. Now, religion is translated as faith by the Western world. Correct? They say it's a faith. That's how they think of religion. But religion is not about faith. Religion is religion. So religion cannot be about somebody having faith in it or not having faith in it. That's not the thing. Okay. So now, first thing is the faith. Second thing is principles of scriptures. Third thing is three modes of material nature. These three modes of material nature is very interesting because it's a framework of understanding knowledge. It's a framework given by Krishna. It's not like a binary framework of good or bad. Even the binary framework of good or bad has been explained in the 16th chapter. That is the demoniac and the divine nature. Now, this is a tertiary kind of a framework. That means three, or ternary, you can say three. There are three things here to judge something: goodness, passion, and ignorance. So there's a little bit of understanding that we require about these three modes of material nature before we can proceed. So a very quick, short point about these three modes of material nature is that mode of goodness is considered to be the best among the three modes of material nature. There are totally three modes. How many are there? There are three modes are there, right? So among the three modes, which is mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance, which one is the best? Can anybody say that?
Mode
Is
of
goodness mode of goodnesses, okay? And what is the next best, or what is inferior to goodness?
mode of passion,
Mode of passion. What is inferior to mode of passion?
mode of ignorance.
Mode of ignorance. So we will see in this chapter, Lord Krishna will explain various aspects of a religion in terms of these three modes of material nature. For example, in the coming verses, Krishna would speak about charity in mode of goodness, charity in mode of passion, charity in mode of ignorance. Because charity is an essential aspect of religion, isn't it? Sacrifice. Sacrifice in mode of goodness, sacrifice in mode of passion, sacrifice in mode of ignorance. Austerity. Austerity is a very common thing among all the faiths or religions. Austerity in the mode of goodness, austerity in the mode of passion, austerity in the mode of ignorance. See, if you want to really compare multiple faiths or multiple religions, the yardstick for comparison is this. Once Srila Prabhupada, he was talking to someone in an interfaith dialogue, and somebody said, our religion is the best. Okay. He said, Srila Prabhupada said, yeah, fine, your religion is the best if you are able to love God. If you are able to love God very nicely, then yes, your religion is the best. As simple as that. So that's the yardstick. Whether you are able to love God or not. Okay. But if you have to go deeper and explain it more technically, is this religion in the mode of goodness? Is it in the mode of passion, or is it in the mode of ignorance? You see, mode of goodness is following the scriptures. Whatever is given in the scripture, we follow. Because these scriptures or the Veda is not an imaginary text. This is something which has always been there, Sanatana Dharma. And these Vedas are coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. From the Supreme Lord, these Vedas have come from time immemorial. So whatever is said in the Vedas, we just take it on face value. That's it. There is no debate on that. That's why it's called as Shabda Pramana. You see, there's a popular saying in multiple languages which they say, this sentence is as true as the Veda. Veda Vakya. Veda Vakya means it is irrefutable. It's a fact. That's it. Sun rises in the east, something like that. It's a fact. That's it. Whether we like it, we don't like it, it's a fact. That's what is Veda. Okay. For example, I will tell you, just like you have the cow dung is considered to be very, very pure in the Veda. Now, somebody can say, I'm in the class. So, what I'm saying, the cow dung is considered very auspicious. You see, but we all know that the excreta of an animal is considered to be impure. Okay, the excreta of an animal is considered to be impure, but then cow dung is considered to be pure. Why? It's not by research, it's not by induction, it's not by deduction, it's not by inference. It is because the Vedas have said that, and we just accept it because Vedas say the cow dung is pure. Yes, it's pure. That's it. Finished. It's as simple as that. But not everybody has this kind of faith. I mean, let us face it. At the moment, in our Hindu society itself, how many people really believe in the scriptures? And how many people actually think that these scriptures are written by somebody, tampered over time, and they're not correct, or we should not be following them blindly. This is the kind of the mass propaganda that's there in the current society. I mean, people don't have faith in the Vedas, and yet they call themselves that they are Hindus. This is the hypocrisy. But that is what is being addressed in this verse here. That's what Arjuna is saying. There are some hypocrites who say that they are following so-called religion, but they act according to their own imagination. They have created their own system of faith. They're not following the scriptures. Everything is given in the scripture. Whom to worship, how to worship, what is the benefit of the worship, how to worship in this age, how to worship in the previous age. Everything has been given. But the problem is we don't have faith in the scripture. We don't have faith in the scripture. That's very clear. 100%. That's why Arjuna is asking this question. What about those people who do not have faith in the scripture, but they claim to be very religious? Now, how do I understand these people? You see, there are so many people who go to various temples, various demigod temples, and they're doing different kinds of fasting, different kinds of charity, different kinds of sacrifices. For example, some people um, sacrifice animals in front of the demigods. Some people do some kind of fasting on different days, different weekdays. I mean, they'll just do whatever they want, they will just do it. That's it. And they say we are very religious. You see? Now, what about how do we understand them? Now, are they in the mode of goodness or in passion or ignorance? This is the question. And we are seeing today the terrorists, they say that they're very religious. They're saying we are following religion. So we are killing human beings because it is a sacrifice for God. That's what is their claim. Now, how do we understand that? That's a question. Okay. Is this mode of goodness? Is this mode of passion? Or is it mode of ignorance? How do we understand that? There are so many religions that do not believe in rebirth at all. They think that body is all in all. That if the body is finished, everything is finished. Now, how do we understand? Is this mode of goodness? Is this mode of passion? Or is this mode of ignorance? Some people believe you live only once, and after death is just blank, completely vacuum. There's no existence at all after death. Now, is this mode of goodness? Is this mode of passion? Or is it mode of ignorance? Some religions, they believe, yes, there is a soul, but then you see, this human soul is different from animal soul. Means that is, the soul which is there within the human body is a special soul. The soul which is there within a goat is not. It doesn't even have a soul. That's what they say. It doesn't have a soul at all. Or even if it does, it's an inferior soul. Now, how do we understand that? Is this faith in the mode of goodness or in passion or in ignorance? So I'm keeping a lot of open questions here because I don't want to answer all of them right now, because the answer to this is coming in the 17th chapter. In the upcoming verses of the 17th chapter and also in the 18th chapter, Krishna will clearly explain this framework. Using this framework of goodness, passion, and ignorance, how can we understand a person's mentality towards faith? So that's the point. How is this question relevant? Why is Arjuna asking this question? Why is he really asking about the principles of scriptures? The answer to that is in the previous verse of Bhagavad. I'm just going back, okay? Just going backwards. Let's see. If I go to the 16th chapter, 24 and 23, Krishna stressed on scriptural injunctions. He said, anyone who discards the scriptures, the Shastras, and tries to act according to his own whims will not attain perfection, nor happiness, nor supreme destination. Neither of these three. You see, it's a very powerful statement, isn't it? Because people are aspiring for one of these three. See, if anybody with faith, let us say somebody has a habit of fasting on Thursdays, fasting on Wednesdays, fasting on some days, doing some different kinds of vrat. Why are they doing it? They are either wanting perfection, or they want happiness, or they want ultimate liberation. But Krishna is saying you will neither get any of them. You will not get anything if you disregard scriptures. So it's a very powerful statement. And then he says, Arjuna, he advises, please be sure that whatever you do in your life is aligned with the scriptures. You cannot say, I don't know. You cannot say that. That's not allowed. It's just like, you see, I go on the road, I take out my vehicle, and I will drive on the right hand side of the road. And the traffic police will stop me and he says, what is wrong with you? Why are you traveling on the right hand side of the road? You have to pay the fine. Then I'm going to say, I'm sorry, sir, I don't believe in your system. I don't have faith in your system. This is what I think. This is my philosophy. My opinion is I must drive on the right hand side. This is my philosophy. Don't push your philosophy to me. Don't push your rules to me. Say, please pay the fine or I'm going to seize your vehicle. So similarly, material nature is not ours. We cannot decide what the rules should. Material nature has been designed by Krishna. The rules have been given by Krishna. We have to play by the rules given by God. We cannot manufacture our own religion or manufacture our own shastras according to our own whims. Even if we don't know it, we are still offenders. It is not an excuse. That's what they say. There's a famous saying that says, not knowing the law is not an excuse. That means if you go in front of the court and say, I'm sorry, I did not know that murder is a punishable offense. I thought maybe it is not. Only after murdering, I got to know that, oh, it's not something that we are not supposed to do and something that is punished. So this is not an excuse. Similarly, not knowing or ignorance or driving on the right hand side of the road or doing something that's not supposed to be done legally is not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. Similarly, we cannot say, I don't know the rules of scriptures. I have never read Bhagavad Gita. I don't have faith in Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says. I just live my life the way I want to do it. But then you can do that, but then we must be ready to suffer the consequences as well. Just like how we must be ready to suffer the consequences of breaking a signal. Similarly, breaking the laws of nature, material nature, we must be ready to suffer the consequences. Consequences, Krishna is saying, you're not going to get happiness, you're not going to get liberation or perfection. Then what is the use of manufacturing our own rules, isn't it? That's why Arjuna has got a doubt. Arjuna has got a doubt immediately because Krishna, you are saying that everybody has to follow the Shastra, but I am saying this is 5,000 years back. Okay. But I am seeing that there are so many people who have their own philosophy, own thought process. You are saying you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but there are so many who don't agree. There's so many who don't agree to the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, and they do whatever they want to do, they do it, and they think that they are very good. How do I understand them? What mode are they in? Are they in the mode of goodness? Are they in the mode of passion? Are they in the mode of ignorance? Please explain to me. So that's the context of this shloka. Okay, so I'm not going to go deep into this now. We will stop here. I wanted to give a brief introduction to this chapter with a lot of open questions. So if there is any questions or any anything that we can discuss, we can discuss. Hare Krishna. Any questions or anything that you want to ask? Or any questions we can discuss? Or any points of any comments or anything? Hare Krishna. Yeah, Mataji, Kalyani Mataji has put new mode in which nobody knows. Mode of cruelty. Mode of cruelty is not a new mode. It's in mode of ignorance. It's mode of passion and mode of ignorance. So it's one of the stories. Hare Krishna. Yes, if anybody has any questions or anything to add, or you want to ask something, you can ask. So, what is your question or anything like that? Hare Krishna. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Tomorrow-
Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Dhanavad
Pranam.
Thank you. Dhanavad Pranam. Hare Krishna. So, tomorrow is Dashera and advance wishes for all of you. Hare Krishna.